Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Global Studies class. It is Friday, November 20th, 2020, which technically makes it 11/20/2020. It's a lot of 20 twins right there. Hope you are enjoying your week. It is about to come to an end. Let's not make this class delay that ending too much longer. Global Studies, we only have 4 things on the agenda to do today. Very simple stuff. We're going to talk about last class. We're going to have a quick lecture on perspective. Then I'm going to hit you with the assignment and your attendance question. But to begin with, let's talk about last class. The past few classes, you guys have been just playing with my emotions. And you've been doing a great job, all right? Whether it was creating your original argument, sending in a video, appealing to my emotions, doing your best acting, or creating a rebuttal using an emotional appeal. You guys did an awesome job on all 3 of those assignments. Today we're going to switch it up a little bit, and we're going to take that global aspect of our class and bring it in and kind of push away the debate side for a little bit. But we'll get to that in 1 second. This kind of leads me in to today's lecture on perspective. When I say lecture, don't worry. It's going to take 30-45 seconds. What is perspective? Perspective can basically be summed up by saying how somebody sees something. There are different perspectives. You may see something completely different or differently than somebody else. For example, it can be something as simple as you have a different perspective when you're a kid because you're always looking up. Everything's so much higher. When you're a parent, you have more of an understanding about the world. So you have a different perspective when your child asks you for a chocolate bar in the grocery store. Your perspective may be to think, hey, it's close to dinner and it's not good for her health right now. Meanwhile, the child's perspective is thinking, why won't my mom give me this chocolate? It's the only thing I want. Please just give me the chocolate. Why are you against me getting chocolate? There's no reason. You're my mom. Help me. Different perspectives. We have different perspectives all over the world, and we certainly have different perspectives here in the United States. And speaking of the United States, we just had a huge election come to an end. The dust is finally starting to settle about 2 weeks later. Finally. And we can kind of move on from that. However, before we do, since perspective is such an important part of this class and the things we'll be debating later on, I wanted us to get that global aspect of this class, bring it in, and talk about perspectives of around the world. How does the world see us when it comes to something like the election of 2020? So, for your assignment, we are going to need to change screens and take a look at exactly what I want you to do today for your assignment that involves perspective. Well, if it isn't clear what your assignment is already, let's go ahead and take a look. You are going to be doing a perspective current event. And what do I mean by that? I'll get to that in 1 second. We just said it's going to be on the election that we just had in 2020. And there are more than one or more than a few different perspectives about this election, just here in the United States. Obviously, half of Americans that voted have one perspective and are probably feeling pretty good. Another half of Americans probably have a completely different perspective and aren't feeling too great. We have different perspectives even within our own country. However, today, to be global, I want us to take a look outside of that perspective or the perspectives that we have here. And what you're going to do is a little bit of research. You're going to find how another country viewed our election results. Now, this can be tough because, as we just found out, the United States has different perspectives within its own country. So you might find one perspective in another country and then a competing perspective. That's okay. You can tell me about both of those. What do I mean by all this? Well, you're going to take a look at another country, France, Canada, Germany, Russia, anywhere in the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, Mexico. I put etc. at the end. Any country that you want. You're going to go research how they viewed our election results. Were they happy? Were they sad? Were they excited? Were they scared? Are they nervous? And how do you know all this? Now that's going to require you to go ahead and find a news organization that reported on something like this. And don't worry, there were plenty. But a little tidbit, it doesn't have to necessarily be a foreign news site. You can use an American news website like CNN or Fox News or just Yahoo News, ABC News. You can use a foreign news site. You can use newspapers from France that are written in English. You can use the BBC, which has a background in the United Kingdom. You can use other news sites from other countries, is all I'm trying to say. You don't have to. You can definitely use an American news site, but I just want you to learn about just how pick one country, doesn't matter which country you pick. Pick one country and see how they viewed us. What was their perspective on our election results? Make sure after you do all this, you answer your 5 W's, the who, what, when, where, why, throw in the how. Obviously, this will be pretty easy stuff. The more important stuff is going to be a how, as in how did they view our election results and how do we know. Make sure it is in your own words and that it is at least 7 sentences, no more than 10. If you really, really want to write a lot, you can do more than 10. I'll allow it. And then, of course, as always, the last sentence needs to be your opinion. That is your assignment for today, all right? That is today's assignment. The last sentence is going to be your opinion on the current event, but for your attendance question, I want to know your opinion on the election. Now that everything's kind of settled down, why don't you tell me how you feel about everything that happened a couple weeks ago, all right? That is your attendance question. How do you feel about the presidential election results? Obviously, that might come back to play here as well. If you have any questions, I am here for you as always. I'll be right by the laptop. Email away. I'm here to help you out. If not, congratulations, you made it to the end of the week. We have fall break, Thanksgiving break. Not fall break, Thanksgiving break next week. So, short week ahead. Nothing but great news coming up. Everything's looking good. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care.